Hello and welcome to all. I'm going to need just 1 second to set up my tags here real quick. And I believe I'm good. And we're just going to refresh. There we go. Alright.
Operator, messages have arrived in your inbox.
Tenno, may I extend an invitation to you? My latest collection of choice items from the void is now available for viewing.
Oh, that's horrible looking. I've already taken care of that. Not worry about those mods. Your possibility. Is that just a skin? Quantum Vandal. Scythus, what's up, buddy? We are at the Tennocon relay right now. I'm just taking a quick peek to see if there's anything even worth getting. Not worried about skins or any of that stuff. Not worried about most color palettes and all that. I'm worried about specifics that I should focus on getting. And or any cosmetics. The pass was gifted to me by one of my viewers. Yeah, the boosters, those are something I want to get my hands on. Yacht Donna Prime relics. To me, I feel like there really isn't anything worth grinding for. This is one of the reasons why I didn't get it. Because there really isn't too much that's offered that I would want. Most things that I want from him, I've already purchased. I mean, all the key things that he has, as far as the Prime mods go, I have the ones that matter. I don't give a shit about magazine capacity for pistols. Any kind of the ammo mutation ones, I don't care about. I got this one when I was just starting out in the game, and I figured why not, but past that, I got all the important ones. I mean, the collector in me wants to get them, but the realist in me doesn't want to waste the time or resources for it. If there was a primed Bane or Expel or whichever for melee weapons, I would be interested in that. Just because of how I have my Excalibur built. But past that, there really isn't much of anything that I really care to get. I mean, maybe these Prisma weapons, just because of Mastery rank fodder, but... Ramar, what's up, buddy? I still have the Yanks. Yeah, I mean... These would be the only things worth getting that I have open to myself. I don't think... Let's see. I want to make sure that I haven't had them in the past. Oh, I know I haven't. I just checked with my ex-girlfriend which ones I've had already. None of these four I've had. Romar, I am at the Tennocon relay. So if you get the Tennocon pass, you can come to the relay, and right now, if you do that, everything that Barrow could ever sell, you can get right now. His full inventory is here. So everything that people wait for and whatnot, they do this every year for Tennocon. Everything is open right now. It's $25. You get this pass to get here. You get an armor set, 475 platinum. I don't think you get boosters. I want to say the credit booster that I have on right now. Oh, that was part of my 450th login day, my milestone. You get some glyphs, all that stuff, whatnot. One of my viewers gifted this to me, so I am just checking it out. I got it last year as a thank you and part apology from Rebecca, Megan, and Danielle for a couple of things. Mainly because for my birthday, I've streamed with them a couple of times, and they were trying to get me in for my birthday to game in with them during one of their streams and whatnot. They wanted to show off my Zaw build, and it just kept getting messed up, and it wasn't going. And then finally they saw that they were just writing my name in wrong. They kept switching up the E and the 3. Got me in, and as a thank you and sorry, a thank you for showing my Zaw build, and a sorry for it taking 3 weeks, they gave me the Tennocon pass for free last year, which I collected most everything that I needed. This year, I mean, the only things that would make any sense for me to get, probably these relics, because I still don't have the Anadana Prime. The Lex and Aklex Prime don't really interest me. The boosters would be somewhat worth it. And I mean, somewhat, but I'm not stressing about that because I'll just pay platinum for it if I really need it. Romar, what do you mean, what's happening to me? Or what happened to me? Are you talking about what I was talking about last year with why I got the pass for free, or the fact that I've been a little MIA the last couple of weeks? My birthday week was really hectic. I had some stuff going on with the house, a couple of stuff going on with work, as far as why I haven't streamed as of late. I have been still playing, but streaming has been a little put to the wayside. So I did put up a post saying that Monday I was going to start back up, but seeing that Tennocon started today, I figured why not get back on. Catherine, my love, what is up, gorgeous? I missed you too.
Nothing to your liking?
So, Catherine, work. I keep trying to aim glide, and I keep forgetting I can't aim glide at the relay. And I don't have to go anywhere. But since I'm here, Catherine, between work and my birthday last month, I had to get a couple things set up for work and whatnot that really took me away. And it's just been kind of one thing after another. So, yeah, I've kind of been MIA just a little bit, but we're all back together now. For those of you guys that are watching, I started really messing around with Hildren, and I made myself an immortal build, and this build has worked pretty well. I soloed 3 hours at Mott with her, and I had her just standing in the face of all the enemies. Like, this build is ridiculous. And the main thing that makes it is a rank 3 Arcane Barrier and Arcane Aegis. Now, I do use them on both my CC and Rage build as well, which will give her basically the same kind of setup. But those I would use for more sortie setups. The Immortal build, this is more of my endgame setup. And the thing about it is, I mean, as long as you're truly paying attention. Here, let's bring out some Corpus, because that's who she would normally go against. We'll get 10 techs. Who else would be a nuisance? Are these Oxium? Nope, those are Leech. Never mind. Where are the Oxium Ospreys? There you are. So let's do this real quick. Scythus, fire away, buddy. Oh, they're only level 100? Fuck. Oh, and the Oxium Ospreys are gonna suicide themselves to me, so let's clear that out real quick. Let's just go straight techs. Let's get you guys to level 140. Do I have an endgame worth Zenistar build? Not currently. that clear you out? There we go. I can get one going for you if you like. So, Hildren's just gonna take the abuse and keep herself going. Pay attention to the shields. You'll see them jump right back to full. That's arcane barrier kicking on. But every time her life or her shields reaches complete empty, she'll be invulnerable. As long as they take enough shots at me to trigger barrier, every time my shields go back to full, I'll be able to re-trigger the invincibility again. See, it hit full again, and it's just going to keep going. I'm just going to keep... I just want to keep taking that abuse. Now, on the off chance that I don't get full shields, I can just cast her second. Bring her right back to full. I mean, it just... Like I said, I went 3 hours at Mott with this, and I just stood right in the middle of an open room. I mean, these guys really can't do much of anything to Hildren. They can keep shooting and ripping my shields apart and doing damage, but it's just... Yep, see, and that stops the gas effect. Something to compare to. I mean, I can show you what my Zenistar build is currently, but I know it needs work. I really haven't put too much into it. I've gotten one forma in it so far. But I dare say this is basically going to be it. Yeah. So let me give you an idea of how this thing pans out. We'll kill all those guys off. They're all paused up. Once they get hit with that the status, like, that's like the end of it. Condition overload just starts ramping this up real quick. As long as you have the right elemental type for who you're going against, you're good. I have this set up right now for magnetic and gas, so going against the Corpus is just going to be laughable at best. It doesn't matter who I bring out here for the Corpus. I mean, it's just gonna whittle them away. So if they come, I mean, obviously, you know the tactic in behind in using this. You would want to use this in the doorway. They're filtering in. You slow them down somehow, and they just start filtering into that nonsense. The Zenny Star is a great melee weapon for like a set it and forget it almost um, status applicator for the game. Okay, basically the same build except I have a bit more attack speed. I remove 2 of the 60/60. So theoretically I could get rid of magnetic and just keep it at gas, but because of condition overload I had it in there. As far as speed, well, speed does focus the it does increase how often it attacks. So I mean I could throw in what? Vice. So about Fury for primed Fury. Just another Fury hiding off over there. Berserk. Nah. Eh, you know what? We'll just throw you on just for shits and giggles. So, for those of you that are watching, Scythus has more speed, minus 2 of the 60/60 mods. The faster the speed of the weapon is, the more frequent it will attack the enemy. So, now we're just doing straight gas. So you can see it's hitting it more often. Yeah, no, I mean, we're bypassing it altogether. I mean, I would say that's... yeah, no, that... oh, I thought I was going to make that. Having that increased speed does raise up the DPS. Granted, it's only going to be the one bonus off of condition overload, but because of the speed, the gas is all that's really needed. Yeah, no, I like this build a lot better. And primed Fever Strike, yep. Just so that gas damage is way higher. The only thing that would make this better at this point, actually, just because of how the damage builds up, and this is something Fleming and I went over. Let's see here. We're gonna drop Quickening. Alright, so for those of you that don't, or at least for those of you that are unaware of how this goes, the way the damage works with melee weapons is you have your base damage. The higher the base damage for something that goes off on a tick, say like gas or viral or slash, the higher it is, it doesn't increase what the number is going to be when it is counting off. So the damage per second will always just be the base damage. So if you have slash and then you want to add in, say, like maim for the pistols, the initial hit will get that bonus damage or that increased damage. But every tick of damage after that, it won't count for anything. So how do we make that number higher? You have to start dipping back into the damage pool. So you have your base damage. The math behind it, that base damage, condition overload double dips back into it. So that 60% goes to 60% base damage, then it goes another 60% into gas. Smite Corpus, triple dips. It goes into base damage. It goes into straight damage for the gas as well, another 30%, and then another 30% on top of it when it hits Corpus. So that 30% is counting 3 times across the board. So if we add this in, as fast as it was going before, granted, we cut out a little bit of speed, but because we're triple dipping into the damage, yeah. Losing Quickening, leaving in Fury, we could put primed Fury in, putting in a Bane mod. Now the DPS is ridiculous. It was faster than when we had quickening in there. Now this is the same kind of math that I use behind my gas build for Excalibur. So if I were to take out Excalibur, is he going to have the gas build already set? I believe so. These Corpus techs, they don't have... Who has the most amount of vitality out of the Corpus? You, 1100. Alright. So this is 1100 vitality. That's going to be hit with gas. So let's just take a peek and see how fast that's going to go down. That's not bad, and we're doing consistent 4,000 to 6,000 points of damage. Now we're doing 22,000. The first swipe, it just sets him up. It's the second swipe that does all the damage, because that second swipe, condition overload's now kicking in. Now, here's the thing. Specifically with gas, you have to remember this. The number that banks off of what it's doing per second, that number is based off of just how much toxic is in there. So you want as much toxic as you can get in there. So having Prime Fever Strike is crucial. On top of that, having... oh, where are you? Yep. No, I need to have you in there to get the heat in. That's why I have... because I have Chromatic Blade, that's why I have a green Umbra for the base of it to get even more damage, which is why I'm doing anywhere from 20 to 50,000, depending on if Condition Overload's going in or not. Where were we? Yep, we were messing around with Hildren. Alright, 1 second everybody, because I just got the warning that my headset is about to die. I know I have... This should be... Yep. There we go. Champ, what's up, buddy? Champ, I am on PS4, buddy. How about yourself? Alright, there we go. Headset's charging up. Don't need that dying in the middle of the stream. Holy cow, what, champ? Uh, 4815 shield. The build that I'm currently using right now for Hildren is actually my Immortal build. Basically, she's not going to die with this build. The shield is coming from having Redirection and Prime Vigor. I use Fast Deflection and Fortitude to increase the recharge rate of it. Adaptation for her ability to resist the damage. Past that, Streamline just so I'm using less energy. Primed Continuity in so that when I use Pillage, it'll reach out further because the range of Pillage is affected by duration, like Nova's 4th ability, as opposed to ability range. Aviator is also, if I care to use her 4th ability, I'm taking even less damage. And Blind Rage just for ability strength, because I'm going to want that for the Bellfire and everything else. What about that build where you can spam and it instantly reloads? Champ, that's what this build is. Arcane Barrier. I have it at rank 3, and on damage, so anytime I'm hit, anytime I take damage, whether it's per second or individual shots, there's a 4% chance that all my shields are instantly recharged. Every time my shields are instantly recharged, it re-triggers the possibility of Hildren's passive. I'll be invulnerable for, I think it's like 3, maybe 4 seconds. And whenever that recharges, or whenever that goes up, I'll be able to go invincible again, so the shields can go all the way down, and I'll be perfectly fine. I have fast deflection and fortitude in there so that it'll recharge faster, as well as Arcane Aegis. 6% chance, and this is constantly being refreshed. Once it triggers, I really don't lose this effect of 20 seconds plus 60 shields per second. So to see this in motion real quick, let's get you guys out. Let's get these little bastards back. We'll unpause it. These guys are all going to be level 140. So they're going to eat my shields away. But you can see my shields will just all of a sudden either generate back up, or they'll instantly just be revived. Just like it's doing right now. These guys can shoot at me all they want. See, now I'm invulnerable. It fully recharged, and now I'll have that invulnerability again. I did a test, I went 3 hours in Mott, and I wasn't able to die. And I basically, the only reason why I left it was because I was getting bored. But it doesn't matter how much... Now, here's the other thing. It doesn't matter how much damage I take. If for some reason that 4% for Arcane Barrier doesn't trigger, you just pop her second ability, Overshields will kick in. Her Overshields cap just over 6,000. I could basically AFK, but if my shields don't get a chance to go back to 100% before they go out again, then I won't get that passive ability to trigger. The other great thing about Hildren's second, for me and everyone that's on my squad, it removes all status effects. So if for some reason I get slash thrown on me or viral, depending on who I'm going against, I wouldn't recommend using any Hildren build going against the Infested, because it's just going to bypass all that shields. But does it make it boring? If this was 100% foolproof, that I could just take the damage and not have to pay attention to it, it could be. But if I'm playing with my friends and we're trying to do another, like, see, right there. Now, I had to use that second ability because they didn't trigger Arcane Barrier. If my shields went all the way down, they would have ripped through that 390 no problem. I would have died. This is a solid build to have if you're going to go a long distance into survival. Like, me and my buddies every now and then, we haven't done it in a few months, but we'll go anywhere from 7 to 8 hours into a survival. Usually Mott, just for shits and giggles to do it, just for something different, just for the challenge of it. For regular missions, that guy just fell off on his own. For regular missions, I mean, this is laughable at best. If I was to do the sortie with her right now, it wouldn't even matter. Like, this immortal build that I have set up for Hildren just... Yep, there it goes again. Is it going to trigger? Nope. See? I hesitated on it just so you can see. It's not 100% foolproof. If they don't trigger Arcane Barrier, there is still the chance of you dying. So you do have to keep an eye on it. But for the most part, you'll be fine. The next Immortal build that I'm working on is going to be for Anaros, just because... Yeah, we'll kill all those guys off. Just because with him, you can get the same setup going. With Anaros, you just need 2 different rank 3 arcanes. Not Fury and Strike, that's for sure. I have that because I use my Zaw a lot with him. But what you're going to want for Anaros is going to be Arcane Guardian. 20% chance on damage when you get a rank 3. For an extra 600 armor for 20 seconds. And that timer will constantly be refreshed. Like, I always had Aegis on during that whole stint. Just because they're constantly hitting me and it's constantly being refreshed. So that 20 seconds is constantly, it'll get down to maybe like 5 seconds and then someone will hit me and trigger it. The other one that you're going to want... Oh, I should have stayed in there. Not Pulse. Yeah, Arcane Grace. Basically, it's the same thing, or the same equivalent to Zar builds. Scythus, I haven't... I might have been you that asked me some time ago about the Zar. I have it. I have not put any forma or time into my Zar whatsoever. But I tell you what, buddy, by Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll have a build put together. I'll put my next effort into that. The next person I'm really going to focus on, our next main thing, is the new Wukong setup to get him up and going. But to continue what I was saying, on damage, a 6% chance for 4% health regeneration per second for 6 seconds. So when you have someone 4% of the health that I have for Anaros, Echo, what's 4% of 6,820?
4% of 6,820 is 272.8.
272. Echo, what's 272 times 6?
272 times 6 is 1,632.
Alright. So every time that triggers, over 6 seconds, I'll get 1,600 life back. Now that can that can be re-triggered only once it's over. But I'll be constantly getting health back. The other thing about Anaros is all his abilities basically generate health for him anyway, so you really shouldn't ever go down with Anaros unless you're just not paying attention whatsoever. But this is the build I use. The reason why I have the Gladiator mods for Anaros, I'll explain in a moment. But aside from that, having that extra health, having that extra armor, and this will stop lethal damage, at least. It'll eat up energy, but because of how he is, having Hunter Adrenaline on, you know, any damage directly to health, 45% of it turns into energy. So past that, obviously Vigor and Vitality for the health boost. On top of that, Adaptation to make him even more tankier, Flow for the energy pool, so we never really have to worry about it. We don't worry about duration, efficiency, range, or anything of that because you have an unlimited amount of energy. I use Enemy Radar because I use them for solo infested survivals. And the reason why I use them for that is, and the reason why I have the Gladiator mods is for my Zaw. The Zaw build that I have here is constantly a... the more you use it, the stronger it gets kind of setup. Prime Pressure Point, obviously for damage and reach, because outside of the 3 whip weapons in the game, the Lecta, the Atarax, and whatnot, this weapon has the furthest reach. So putting primed reach on is of a huge benefit. Because it's a pure crit build, we use Berserker for speed. Every time I get a critical hit, it increases speed by 30%, but it caps off at 75. That 24 seconds is constantly being refreshed. Every hit with this weapon right from the get-go is a critical hit. And you'll be seeing red crits with this weapon real fast. You're bored playing Warframe? Are you bored and that's why you're playing Warframe, or are you bored with Warframe? But what makes this weapon really ramp up is Blood Rush and Gladiator Might. The stipulation of 60% critical chance per combo multiplier, 170 or 165% critical chance, that stacks the combo multiplier, meaning every time your combo multiplier goes up, this stacks on top of itself, and that stacks on top of the new number. So it goes from 225 critical chance to 450 to 900 to 1800 to 3600 to 7200 to 14,400 to 28,800. You just got your first Berserker mod while you're in a survival. Dude, that's awesome. Dude, Berserker is such a hard mod to get, but it's so useful, especially when you have a Zaw. And then on top of that, I use Exodia Valor. 20 on a critical hit, 20% chance for 200% channeling damage for 12 seconds. Trust me, that comes in handy because I have unlimited energy. Now, just so you can see how this builds up, we'll get the Corpus out there. We'll get someone a little tanky just so we can have it build up. But you can see how this is going to build up real quick. Oh, hang on a second. Let me do this real quick. Just so I don't have to focus on my health and whatnot. Alright, so Berserker already kicked on. You can see the 200% channeling damage. Everything is already red crits. Now these are level 140 corrupted heavy gunners, so they have a whole lot of armor to them. I'm already at a 3 times multiplier. Everything is... Oh. Everything is a red crit. I'll turn my channeling on. So I'm doing even more damage, getting that extra 200% channeling damage. Now, if this was against someone that didn't have as much armor, or if I had a weapon on me that could help strip the armor, these guys wouldn't even be standing a chance right now. But again, it's all red crits right now. So if I were to take this against... See how fast I can do this. Did I do it within 15 seconds? Nope. You do this against the Infested, which is what I normally use him for. Because there's no armor, no shield, nothing to bypass, you can go almost infinitely in Infested survivals. There's 100,000, that's 30,000. Now they're all already dead. Now I was able to keep my multiplier going. So now it's at the point where they're all high red crits. It's literally nothing but red crits. And once I throw in channeling, they just fall to the wayside. So having this Zaw, like I said, for the Infested, I mean, you can breeze right through it. I wait for Infested arbitration survivals, and I just rack up Endo, because it's so needed. Alright, what have I missed in chat here? Is Loki and vaulted yet? I don't believe they are now. Oh yeah, no, this build builds up to speed very quickly. Mostly bored because you have no one to play with. The regular bosses, if I build up the if I build up my Zaw along the way, yeah, I should be able to one-hit the let's see, what boss would be someone that wouldn't be too much of a pain in the ass. Do I want to take this because you're gonna be? You'll have the extra from drifting contact. Let's take a peek. Because most bosses require you to kind of, I'm going through my mind right now who would be a one-shot assassination.
You have loyalty.
Yeah,
You.
I think a Lad V would be it. Champ, I only play on PS4, buddy. But here's the thing. There is something called the recruit chat. You should turn it on. You can find anybody to play with in the recruit chat within the game itself. It's real easy to. No, it won't show up here. When you go into options, go to chat. Make sure recruiting chat is turned on.
Tenno have perished to make Alad V's abomination. There will be no stopping the corpus if Zanuka is mass-produced. You are here.
Well, this will be the first time I'm going against this on the new map.
If Alad V is victorious today, he will dissect your Warframe and use the pieces to the war of his pets. You must not let this happen.
Transference still holding.
Oh, have you come to make a donation to my newest enterprise? Excellent. Please report to my...
There might not be enough people in here for me to get enough kills to really accomplish this.
You have loyalty issues, Tenno.
Like, I might lose my
We'll fix that for you.
combo. It's only at 20.
None of the scanners have detected you.
Oh, no, I was able to keep it.
It's your friends you're looking for. You're
All right.
welcome to place a bid for my newest Zanuka prototype.
Alright, let's
Oh, I've been looking all over for you, Tenno.
let's get rid of all these guys. Come
I
on.
think you'd be a perfect fit.
Target spotted.
Yeah, one shot at him.
Handful.
Now play nice, Tenno. Zanuka is...
So I one-shotted Alad. I had a Zanuka twice. But that's only because my combo multiplier wasn't as high. The more hits I string along with this weapon, the stronger it gets. Fleming, what's up, brother? Ladies and gentlemen, Fleming's in the building. I will catch up with the chat real quick.
They won't be bothering us anymore. Let's get out of here.
The best way to level up. Champ, the easiest way to level up in this game, one, having Infinity Booster definitely doesn't help. Aside from that, having a full squad with yourself, making sure that you're going public into defense missions, and staying close to them. You get an Affinity Booster, or extra affinity, extra experience by being close to your squad mates. Now that I'm thinking about it, let's see, just because I like checking it out on Ember here. Let's see what these Tennocon armor pieces look like. I wish I could zoom in. Those are interesting. They fan out to the side like that. I'm trying to think who that would even look good on. Onslaught's also, yep, Onslaught's a good way too, Fleming. With him still being relatively new, he just made it to Mars. I mean, you can go to Onslaught, but I would make sure you have yourself a solid team to go with first. Yeah, they're not too shabby looking. I didn't get any Infero with it. I have to wait until 6 o'clock and then make sure I'm still watching the Twitch stream, which I still have up and running in the background because I am recording it. Fleming, brother, how you been, man? Oh, wait. You guys, the Dullahan mask? What the fuck is that? Did they redo Ember Prime? Like this crown, like this
Operator,
spike here
did you
looks
hear
higher
that?
than it normally
It said-
is.
Cosmic background radiation is a riot.
Yeah, it feels like it's higher. Anyways. You know what? In the spirit of it, we're going to keep using our thick girl here. Yeah, we'll use our bladed rounds build. Clamp, when you, or Champ, when you go, Clamp, when you go to navigation, you're going to keep going over until you get to this item, this icon that looks like a pirate ship steering wheel, and you can see there's two different sanctuary onslaughts to do. Obviously, this one's going to be a little bit easier. This one, everyone starts out way harder. I wouldn't recommend doing that just yet while you're still new to the game because it can be frustrating to get hammered that way. The only other difference between the level of the enemies is the fact of if you use an ability too often, it'll be disabled for a certain period of time. I want to say 20 seconds? Fleming, can you confirm that? Is it 20 seconds the ability is disabled? Hello and welcome to everyone that's joined the stream. I'm sorry I haven't paid much attention to everyone that's here. Good to have you in here. If you're new to the stream, don't forget to subscribe, ring that bell. You can catch me Monday through Friday, 12:30 Eastern Time, and that's going to be changing soon. But for right now, 12:30 Eastern Time until 5 p.m. So there's credits in the market code. Redeem 3-day credit booster. Oh, well, Fleming, don't mind if I do. Let's see here. 15? Okay. I had a feeling I was overdoing it. Alright, so you should be 5 days and change now? Yep, 5 days and 4 hours credit booster. Nice. So before I do anything else, we're actually going to head back to Tennocon Relay real quick. For everyone that's just joined in. Fleming, man, I'm doing great. Obviously, I've been a little busy as of late between my birthday a few weeks ago, some stuff with the house, and then aside from that, getting certain things for work in order. And we're actually just gonna fast travel, just so Fleming can get a look at this lunacy that I put some time into. Let's take that invincibility off. Alright, Fleming, this is our immortal build for our thick girl. It's just going to keep refreshing. And for the times that it doesn't refresh, that's what pillage is for. Constantly triggering the passive ability once shields go down. Aegis constantly recharging it, as well as Fortitude and Fast Deflection. And Arcane Barrier just constantly bringing it back to full. I don't know why these guys don't just keep shooting. I have to, like, hunt them down a little bit. But this is it, dude. It's just constant recharge of the shields. As long as I'm not going against, like, the infested, I'm good. Just to give Fleming a quick peek. For those of you that are unaware, since I have several more viewers in the beginning of the stream, there is the Tennocon bundle that you can get from either the PlayStation Store, the Xbox Store, which have you, when you buy your add-ons for whatever platform you might be playing on. Oh, there is somebody in this relay. There it goes. That was just... they're still kind of killing it. But you can... Oh, that's right, the map's now overlap. You can get this Tennocon bundle, and it will... God damn it. Am I on the second floor? Yeah, I am. No, I'm on the first floor. This is going to bring me up. What the hell? This is... I'm at a loss right now. You're not going to transform me anywhere. That's Darvo. Alright, let's just do this. Oh, jeez, that's right. It brings me right back here. Yeah, I don't know why it keeps bringing me back to navigation. Did this room turn into a dead end? Oh, it's the opposite on here. That's why. I forgot this is a specialty relay. Won't be the same setup. Hello, Phoenix. So, for those of you that are unaware, there is currently the Tennocon bundle that's out. It's $25, and it gives you access to the Tennocon relay. Within the relay, you have access to every item that Borrow might have. One of my viewers was kind enough to gift me the pass. I wasn't really intending on getting it myself, just because I do have most things, but it did give me some extra platinum, armor set, some gifts, sigils, all that fun stuff. But it gives me a chance to double check and make sure there isn't anything that I might want. So it's basically a lot of cosmetic stuff that I don't have. But past that, let's see. I've already mastered you. I've already mastered you. I know I was like 99% sure I've mastered you. Huh. We'll have to double check into that. I do know that these three I haven't yet. Oddly enough, Phoenix just came in. Her and I went over which Prismo weapons we've used. And I know these three, technically four, I have not. But aside from that, it's a lot of cosmetic stuff. The only thing, in my opinion, for myself, at least, there is to getting would be at the very end. Any one of the three boosters, primarily affinity, but getting extra credits, even though I have plenty, or resources is always good. The only thing that I will probably try and get is the relics to get pieces for the Anandana Prime. Past that, I don't care about the Lex and the Aklex Prime. And you don't even give me a list of... There you go. I was going to say the rest of the Anandana pieces, yeah. If I really want it, I can just spend the platinum for it. Happy Tennocon to you as well. But past that, there is a lot of cosmetic stuff for yourself and your companions. Always good to get. There are some skins, usually immortal skins, that are offered. Color palettes for... Now, it might have a Kavat there, but these colors will work on Kubros as well, and vice versa. Ooh, a bronze Kubro bust. Color palettes are definitely worth getting just to give yourself a little bit of variety. The beacons are always good if you're looking to grind out stuff for what they might drop. Like, where's the Stalker beacon? You might want to call the Stalker, because you can get the War, the Hate, Despair, and the Smoke Ephemera. You can get those as well. Sparky, what's up, buddy? Happy Tennocon to you as well. So it's worth getting those beacons. The beacons, the weapons, the true... Any one of the 60/60 mods that you can only get from the trader, they're worth getting to get this. So if you don't have a... Is this a rug? Really? Jesus. Also, Phoenix and I had talked about this last night. The Supra Vandal is probably one of the most underrated weapons in the game. While it is not the best weapon in the game, this weapon still is one hell of a weapon to get your hand on. It has a 300 round clip. If you have Carrier Prime on, you can hold 2,000 rounds. It is like the Gorgon, where the first, I'd say, 5 shots are a little slow, and then it ramps up really quick. While its base stats aren't overly impressive for critical and status. Obviously, you would build this as a status weapon. But to do a hybrid build with this is great. But, I mean, what you got to remember is how many rounds are in this gun. Like, it's not a one-shot wonder. But honestly, neither is like the Tiburon or the Soma. It's just the fact of it puts out so many rounds. It's, you know, it's like the concept of knocking on a door. You can get a battering ram and hit it once or twice. But if you were to get a regular hammer and just repeatedly just hit it really fast, the door's still going to come down the same way. And that's kind of what this primary weapon is. But past that, yeah, this is a Zanuka beacon. Beyond that, as far as myself, you can see the little check that's in there, so you can see everything that I've gotten. A lot of the cosmetics I haven't gotten just because, doesn't really do much for me. But I'm definitely, over the course of the next few days, I'm definitely going to get these 4 weapons. Angstrom I already have. I'll probably get myself a couple of boosters. But everything else that I would want from the trader, I already got. And the newest thing that was added in was made available last week, Prime Animal Instinct. Sparky, yeah, no, it'll be great to take down nullifier bubbles. Anything that fires in rapid succession, anything that has an auto mode for nullifier bubbles are great. What I'm saying is, and you know what, while I'm still here, let me jump back into the simulacrum so I can show you. Now I believe my Super Vandal, I don't remember if I put 1 Forma in it. I know it still needs work, but I mean, just as it is still, yeah, no Formas in it yet. Let's see, it's probably a corrosive build that's on it right now. Yeah, there's nothing special about it. The only thing that would make this weapon better right now would be to get a ribbon for it. Aside from that, heavy caliber wouldn't be a horrible thing to put on there, or something to add an increase in fire rate, just so you can increase the DPS for it. So let's do a realistic situation here. Yeah, let's grab some Helions. Yeah, you have enough armor on, whatnot, and let's get one Orokin Heavy Gunner in there as well. Why not? So we have 8. We'll pause them just so you can get an idea of it. So this is going to be, well, actually, let me do that. Nope. We'll make it realistic and have them be all sortie level enemies. Yeah, a month ago. Here plays Warframe on Xbox. Yeah, if anyone plays on Xbox, Champ, Fleming, do me a favor, throw up my Discord link. I do have a handful of people in my Discord that play on Xbox, so definitely check it out. But I mean, now these are just sortie level enemies. But the Super Vandal, once that corrosive really ticks in, now this is in the hands of someone that doesn't even have a damage buff. So if you give this to Rhino, more importantly, if you give this to Chroma, you're definitely just going to rip the enemies apart. Oh, that's too far. Definitely too far. I'm so used to using faster Warframes that when they're sluggish, man, it throws me off. So if we were to use this with old Chroma here, and I still have it selected to Chroma because of doing this last night. You know, just because of how fast it's going to go, let's bump them up to a full 140 there. So we're going to just trigger status, so we have growing power now. Now I'll trigger my Vex armor so I can get that 25% buff. I'll use my Castañas to damage myself so I can give myself a bump in both armor and damage. So I'm getting 837% extra damage now. So having this weapon in the hands of someone like Chroma, now I did ramp these up to 140s. I am getting some rather clean headshots in. But these guys also have a solid amount of armor. This is a corrupted heavy gunner. So we're going to rip apart some of that armor. We got to wait for that corrosive. Again, this weapon is not meant to be a one-shot wonder. It's not a sniper rifle. It's not the Rubico Prime. But it puts out so many shots. And at a decent rate. So the only mod you would want to put in there, you definitely want to get some type of a... what's that, Fleming? Display art... And Mirage, yeah, exactly. Mirage as well. Anyone that's going to bump up the damage of any weapon that you're going to be using, holy hell, is it pouring like a son of a bitch right now. I'm just looking out the window. I can barely see 30 feet out of the window right now. It's raining so damn heavy. Yep, Phoenix, we did do the credits one, but display and ducats, definitely have to type those in. And the great thing is, we can keep that damage going. That 837%. You know, you can recast Vex armor all you want. But again, like I said, this is not a one-shot weapon. This is not like if I were to take out my Rubico right now. Make sure it's on corrosive. And I'm not even going to worry about triggering... Oh, too much damage. And I know why. Let's pay a little bit better attention there, Viper. Get that Eidolon build up. It might help if I trigger the abilities first. Rookie mistake. So now we got everything all set up. There's our Helions. You know, this is a one-shot weapon because it's a sniper rifle. And it's a sniper rifle that's doing corrosive damage on top of it. So if one of these procs is corrosive damage... there's 195 red crit hit off the bat at the very end there. I mean, it's... Champ, I appreciate that, buddy. Let's see, did I get a... Yep, there it is. The notification just came in. Champ, I appreciate you jumping into my Discord, buddy. But yeah, like I was saying, the Super Vandal is not going to be a one-hit wonder. It's the kind of weapon where you just want to lay into people. Now, as far as a late-game weapon, I would not suggest it. But the whole thing that triggered this conversation is the fact of myself, one of my mods, some of my viewers and some of my friends all agree that the Super Vandal is such a underrated weapon. Like, it gets no real, like, it gets no sunshine. I don't know how to say it. It gets no love. A lot of people just kind of overlook it and whatnot. But this weapon, if you mod it right, it's gonna rip most people apart. Especially on standard missions, going through the sortie and whatnot. I wouldn't suggest it for a survival, but I wouldn't suggest you just relying solely on it. Like, you have to pick and choose your battles when you use it. If you're running through, if you're doing an exterminate, if you're doing a rescue, if you're doing mobile defense, you'll be fine with it. If you're doing a sortie level interception or survival, I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend it as your only weapon. I would have a strong melee weapon along with it. I would have that as a setup, maybe get status on an enemy, and then have a melee that has condition overload on it, so that the more statuses that are on there, you keep dipping into the damage pool. The Kraken is an interesting weapon. Well, when I get too lazy to register, Jesus. Spark. Like, I could type in a name and a password and hit OK, join. But then I shrug my shoulders and make myself a hot pocket and continue on my day. Alright, let's see. What's the sortie for today? Actually, before I even forget it, I haven't done my treasure hunt. So let's go get ourselves some antiquities with the help of Maru. Which reminds me, I have about 5 or 6 sculptures that don't have any stars in them. Man, it's creepy as hell when the sun's kind of out and it's pouring. Like, where's the rain coming from? Who's out there taking a piss on me? Oh, and I definitely don't want to use our thick girl here for treasure hunt. Let's get our death pixie out. Alright, that's got to change. They keep turning you around when you go in and out of the arsenal at the bazaar. Oh, and I have to fix the cosmetics on Titania, because that's going to bother me with the new setup.
Or did you find some Iatan treasures you want Endo from?
Yep.
Welcome to Maru's Bazaar.
What?
Or are you looking to pull some Endo from Iatan treasures?
Oh, it's not Titania, it's just her Sayandana.
Hey, did you hear, Tenno?
Yeah.
Turning everyone's Iatan treasures into Endo.
No more blue. And there it goes, turning me around again.
You're looking for Maru's Bazaar. Lucky for you, I got a hot tip. Knew it. Okay, let's do this.
Rupert, what's up, buddy? Sparky, I greatly appreciate that, man. Well, I mean, in all honesty, you know, PlayStation is just a little bit better than Xbox. But that's just my opinion, because I'm definitely a huge Sony fan.
Okay, the Iatan treasures are marked on your map. Time to go to work.
Tenno, I am detecting a synthesis target. Use the synthesis scanner to track the creature.
Keep going. Nobody knows that.
Oh, come on.
I stumbled across an Oregon codex that said this tower was known for its beautiful Iatan treasures. Unfortunately for you, it was
Oregon
also
crystal.
known for its deadly security apparatus.
Not wasting time with you people.
Oh, wow. This looks dangerous. For me. I mean, really fine. Promise. My, oh my. I think you found it. Ha! You got it. Now bring it home.
Jesus, Titania, you're too fast for this map. I always forget not to fully use Razor Wing Blitz because of how fast she really is. This is so much more for open world. She's so fast. Too fast. Jordan, what's up, buddy? Alright, let me catch up a little bit here. Rupert saying hi. Sparky liking and subbing, which is awesome. Doing a hijack mission, which is always fun. Did a 70-minute mod survival. The game is saying couldn't update account information. That sucks. Scythus, you did not lose that Berserker that you picked up, did you? Ah, Jordan, man, always, buddy. Scythus, please tell me you still got that Berserk mod. Son of a bitch. Scythus, I honestly don't even think I have a second one, dude. Alright, let me get Death Pixie off real quick. We'll put our Thick Girl back on. I like using her right now. The fact that she's immortal just tickles me just right. Yeah. I just have the one Berserker. Damn. Oh wow, at some point I picked up a bite. I don't remember that. Hang on. Fleming, did you give that to me for some reason? Were we doing a trade and you threw bite at me? Sparky, I would suggest Hildren over Baruch. Alright, Fleming, I thought so. I would have remembered picking up a bite for sure. I had a feeling that was because of you. Which means I should put some Forma or some Endo in that and sell it off. Make a little bit of platinum, give you your cut. But holy hell, YouTube actually gave me the notification that Sparky subscribed to me. Interesting. YouTube, are you working? Wow, a lot has changed. All right, let's get some sculptures in there. Scythus, are you on PS4? Let me ask you that real quick.
Remember the old war, operator? Order seems to have misplaced those memories.
Sparky, myself, I use Xeneric. But there's a reason why I use Xeneric, and I'll show you in one moment. Let's just get these sculptures situated while I'm here. You are on PS4, alright. Tell you what, man, if I happen to come across another Berserker, I'll hit you up, man. If I find it, I'll definitely hang on to it for you. I hate it when the game does that. I craft energy pads. Alright, so everyone's got... This is the reason why I use Xeneric. Because I unbinded the abilities that I would really need to make myself stronger for the Eidolon. See ya, cat. We'll catch you later. Triangle auto install. Is that new, Fleming? Because I don't remember that. But yeah, you know, increasing my armor, increasing movement, increasing dash speed, health regeneration, overall health, energy beam increase for the amp. The only thing that is it Madurai that I'm waiting for? Yeah, I just need to unbind this passive out of Madurai, and that's basically all I need. Sparky, use Chroma. Use Chroma cold. Make sure you cast your elemental ward first to increase your armor so you're not killing yourself off. I'll show you my Chroma build real quick because that's what I usually use for Eidolons. I really don't use Rhino at all anymore. Like, I don't even think he's modded properly, to be honest with you. So, to unbind these, you basically need to max them out. And I'll show you in Xenuric because it'll still show it. For 1 brilliant shard and 1 million focus out of the Xenuric, out of the school that you're in, you can unbind the passive waybound abilities, which is just 2 in each school. But because of it, sorry, I just got an interesting text message. So each one only has 2. So what I ended up doing was going into the other schools, building up my focus for them, or trading in my shards, and then just level them up, spend that money, you unbind them, and when you unbind them, you can use them in any other school. So that's why I have all these extras here. You know, all these, like, you know, Mind Sprint and Mind Step, those are from Narumon. Basilisk Scales, I believe, is a Naru. Rejuvenating Tides? I think that was Vazarin? Yeah, Vazarin. So Madurai is the only one that's left that has one that I need to get, and I haven't really put too much time into it. But, you know, I just have that much to go for the last step. Then I have to spend 1 million. 1 brilliant shard, pull that out, and I'll be able to increase the regeneration for my amps. Can you unbind energizing dash? I don't believe so. No. No, it's void, siphon, and flow. Energizing dash is just, you know, everything else will stay within the tree. Only the ones that are labeled as passive waybound, you can unbind. So it's just 2 in every skill tree. In Vazarin, Enduring Tides and Rejuvenating Tides. In Anaru, it's Basilisk Scales and Gaze. I've contemplated doing Gaze, but increasing the blast radius really doesn't serve a purpose. I don't use my operator all that much like that throughout regular missions, so it's, yeah. At some point, I might come back and unlock it just so I have them all done. Narumon, like I said, it's Mind Step and Mind Sprint, so this will increase how fast your operator moves in general. Mind Sprint is how fast the Void Dash is, and the faster your Void Dash is, the further it'll actually go. And then Madurai is going to be Inner Gaze and Eternal Gaze. Now, as far as what I use for my Eidolons, I use a cold chroma. This is the setup I have for him. And it's all for duration and strength, the hell with efficiency and the hell with range. When I use his Vex armor, it's 115, 112 energy per hit. But he has an 850 pool. So basically what you do is you build up your energy, and then every time you use Vex armor, just do a void dash. Get yourself in that bubble, and you will, if as long as your bubble is max strength, you will get 150 energy back. So you'll regain all your energy. You don't even have to worry about it anymore. You can recast it as much as you want each time, but the ability will last for over a minute because of this. You get yourself 767% extra damage because... Oh, no, I don't use growing power on this build, so that's all you're going to get. Definitely have Deadeye on, obviously, because you have a sniper rifle going on. Arcane Momentum. On a critical hit, there's a 40% chance for 100% reload speed for sniper rifles. The main reason why I use this for this build is because my Rubico, which is still on corrosive from before, reload speed took a hit because of my Riven mod, so I needed to balance that out. That's the only reason why I use that arcane. Past that, it's
your chosen Warframe suits you.
Past that, using Arcane Rage, which I probably should get a rank 3 version of it. Anytime there's a headshot, there's a 30% chance that I have extra damage. And that could be with any weapon. I could technically take out, bring my Oxamati with me and just rip out headshots at the Eidolon. It will count, it will trigger this. But then we're switching weapons, and you only have 4 seconds to really make it count, so it's kind of a moot point. On top of that, I need my Castañas anyways, so I can self-damage. How many times can I Void Dash? Jordan, I dare say I get 6 or 7 Void Dashes in before I'm out of energy. But I rebuild my energy pretty quick. And because of having that extra 120% speed on it, because of Narrowmon being unbound, I can fly through it really quick. Umbra Vitality, if you have the other 2 Umbral mods with it, it will be 770% extra Vitality. Let's see, what else have I missed? I know I missed a couple of things. Let's see here. Void Dash. Around 5, I think max flow. ME 4 or 5? Are you asking about... Someone asked you about your mastery rank, I assume? Do I know the Catch Moon thingy parts? Spark? Unfortunately not. I haven't even built my first kit gun yet. I've been so focused on other things that I really haven't spent too much time in Fortuna. To show you the health. I'll break out Umbra because he's got all 3 on. So, Umbral Vitality, when you have all 3 on, you'll get 770 health. Intensify goes up to 66%. And Umbral Fiber up to 192. Now, to show you what that is like otherwise. 440 is what regular Vitality is. Umbral Fiber would be 110 on its own. 137 once it's put in. Umbral Intensify is 55%. It goes up to 66 when all 3 are on, but if you take out 1, it's... Wow, it drops down to 55 no matter what. Oh, 44. What the hell? You're 110 on your own. 137. 192. Alright, that made sense. Yeah, Sparky, and that's the thing, like, people have made Umbral versions of other Warframes, which is perfectly fine. I can understand the appeal to it. The only one that really would make sense to me would be a Naros, personally, just because Umbral Fiber and Vitality, they'll work well together, you will get that extra boost, and they both are of a benefit to a Naros. For other people, or for other Warframes, kind of, The only one that comes close in mind would be Chroma to get Umbral Vitality and Intensify on, just so you can get a little more bump in strength. But the way I have my Chroma set up, he's still one. Sometimes he needs a 2-shot a joint for an Eidolon. That's about it. But you have to also remember there is Umbral Forma. Umbra Forma. I keep saying Umbral. Umbra Forma. That was part of the Wolf of Saturn 6. If you didn't get it, you should have. You know, you can polarize one slot, you know, for someone. You know, the big thing was, you know, I would understand using that for Chroma or Anaros. The only two that really make sense, to me at least. For other people, hey, I say use it however you see fit. Alright, let's dive into some craziness. I want to get that sortie out of the way. Let's toss on Anaros, because something tells me he'll probably be a decent use. Rescue, mobile defense, and assassination. Alright. So let's change this up. Now these are still going to be relatively new boards I need to get used to, so I'm still going to bring Loki, but my parkour might be a little spotty at best because I still have to get used to some of the new tiles. I want you because he's already fast as is. Using this version of Serration, the Amalgam will give me an extra 25% sprint speed, which is always new. Yeah, Fleming, I know. Get ready for some sloppy parkour. I mean, I've gotten kind of accustomed to him, but it's still... It's still janky at best. Yeah, oh, and that's right. There's that Aura Forma that I need to get my hands on. Let's see here. What time is it? 4:15. After the sortie, we're probably going to call it a night.
This is a rescue mission. We need to find and liberate the hostage before any harm comes to them.
Corpus technology won't be enough to stop us.
Do 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 do.
And now, betrayers, for something completely different.
The enemy is on high alert. The moment you enter the holding area, trigger the execution sequence. Rescue the hostage.
Oh, they have extra shields. Yeah, those are the one things I need to remember to keep my eyes on. Alright, so this is going to be my first break-in. Now, the map... Oh, no, that's a different map. Alright, so this should be interesting. First go on this tile set. I'm going to wait for my invisibility to wear off, and we're going to dive right in there. Oh, Sithis, I've done that with Fleming. And it's a bastard, let me tell you.
Bypass complete. You may proceed. Heavy robotics detected. Lock and load.
Oh.
I knew you would come. Thank you. You've located the hostage. Escort the prisoner to the extraction point, and I'll take care of the rest.
Come on, follow me, follow me, follow me, don't die.
Suppose you have an extra gun?
Woo-ha! That's how you move it, people. That was my first time doing it, too. I wasn't even 100% sure where I had to go. Oh, why do I have the Zennies? Oh, because I was messing around with it with Hildren. Oh, man, the Zenisar actually would have been good to use with these guys. Because it's set up for heavy gas. Much like Viper after Mexican night. Oh, yeah, Jordan. My Loki's got some legs, man. Mobile defense. Alright, mobile defense. We're going to take our Immortal Hildren with us. Oh, let's switch it to the colors Cat had me pick out.
Well put together, operator. Now get out there and...
Cut down the...
and make the Lotus proud.
Oh, champ! He's between him and Avara. It's ridiculous. Avara because nothing, her with her augment mod, nothing even touches her. So when she's invisible, it's just literally just walking through everything. With Loki, it's just a speed. He's just so fast. Don't even know why he did that.
This is a mobile defense mission. You must deliver payloads and defend a number of stations while I break into the network. Be prepared for heavy resistance. I can't do this without you.
Corpus have tech weapons. We'll need to be careful. Let's go on the offensive.
As a terminal, get me in and get ready to defend. I'm in, Tenno. This will...
Really?
Still working on it. Continue to defend. We are finished here. Move on. We have got to find a terminal. Proceed and prepare.
Oh, you were above me, weren't you?
Terminal spotted. Up.
Oh, that's right. Aim gliding makes you drop it. I hate that.
Looks like heavy activity ahead. I'm in. This will take a moment.
Maximus stronghold my ass.
Still working on it.
Jordan, she doesn't have an energy pool. It's all about her shields. Yeah, eat shit, Bursa. Oh, early jump. John, what's up, buddy?
Location reached. Drop me in and defend our position. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
Joanne, I was actually, after the sortie is done, I was going to call it a night. I'm only streaming a little bit today just to get back into the swing of things a little bit, but otherwise, I'll be back Monday, normal times, buddy.
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
That was a close one.
Did you need help with something specific? If it's something relatively quick, I can make a little bit of time for it, but I do have, technically I have company over right now, and I've neglected them for
The odds were against us,
100
Tenno,
minutes.
but we did it. Mission complete.
Yeah, Jordan, I wouldn't recommend using her against the Infested for sure. You definitely need to pay close attention when going against the Grineer because they have a lot of slash weapons. But the arcanes that I have with my, yeah. Alright, hang on, let me turn this back on because I was doing some trading yesterday. That should be under you. Here, I'll show you real quick. I use Magus Nourish and Vigor for my operator. Will it let me switch to it here? No. I have to actually go.
Operator, your chosen Warframe suits you. Ha ha.
So, Nourish, when I come out of my Warframe, it regenerates 25 health per second. So that I'm constantly gaining back health when I'm not in my Warframe. So that's one way to avoid that. When the second you see Slash or anything happen, jump out. The other good thing about Hildryn is that her second ability, Pillage, the last sentence, it will remove status effects from Hildryn and my allies, anyone that's in my crew. So if I get hit with Slash, I cast my second immediately. I bump up my shields, I stay in my overshields, and when I'm in my overshields, I can't have any status effects put on me. So that'll keep me alive longer, and it'll help me regenerate my vitality. So her survivability is pretty strong. I still wouldn't recommend using her against the Infested, just because there's going to be so many attacks that are going to go towards your vitality that there'll come a point that you won't even be able to keep up. Let's see. An assassination. You know what? We're going to bring Hildryn. I want to bring the Rubico with me. Let's see just how well this combo works. Otherwise, I might bring some other people in with me. Nah, fuck it. He does have armor. Magus Elevate. Familiarize myself with it, Fleming. I do use Strike with my operator. All it takes is one weird text message to kind of throw you off a little bit. Like, it's not even bad. It's one of my employees. Like, it just his English not so good sometimes.
The VIP that we're hunting is here. Find them and take them out.
Here, just gonna use that real quick.
To exert power and the Corpus recently introduced their most lethal security proxy yet. Determine its function aboard this vessel and destroy it. Nicknamed the Jackal, this is the same deadly quad robot which has become extremely problematic for ourselves in the field. Target acquired. Shutting down.
Holy hell, reload already. Oh, because of the arcanes that are on her. Come on, reload faster. The reload's a little slow. Come on, reload, reload, reload. Woo-ha.
Target down. Assassination contract complete. Great work. Target down. Assassination contract.
A kick gun ribbon mod. Why so much damage? Jordan, just because it's a sniper rifle. All the sniper rifles do an insane amount of damage. Plus, you have to use the right type of elements with it. Like, I know the Jackal's gonna have armor regardless of the fact of he's Corpus. So because of that, I brought my corrosive build. So each shot makes him weaker because you're lowering his armor. Plus, Hildren already has corrosive projection on her. Let's see what we gotta do for this kick gun ribbon. If it's something relatively quick, maybe we'll jump into it. 3 headshot kills in a single aim glide. Yep, that's going to take a while, so we're not going to worry about that. It's a sign I need to build a kick gun. Yeah, no, I definitely need to get on that. Because I know there's some damn good kick guns out there. Let's see, I have a melee one. Complete a defense mission level 30 or higher. Enemies with the defense objective taking no damage with a bleeding dragon key equipped. Yikes. Oh, I don't have to... It's not saying anything about being solo, though. Let's see. Who I think that's it, just a melee and a kick. Yep.
I understand if you have to sell mods. Maybe Ortis will meet a similar fate someday.
Archoplasmor and Aim Glide. What I should do is just use the Amprex and Aim Glide, because the first person you hit, maybe not, but everyone else are instant headshots. Duke, you having a dream over here? How are you looking, by the way? Yeah, let's... There we go. Top you off. Alright, everybody, it is that time. I appreciate everyone stopping by. You know, we only did this for almost 2 hours, but, you know, I'll take 8 thumbs up and about 200 some comments and whatnot. We got Sparky there, our new subscriber, new to the Discord too. Make sure you guys say hi and show him the same kind of love. That being said, chances are Monday I am going to try and get on early in the morning, New York time that is. So when I say early, I'm saying like 9, 10 o'clock. That way I can get more streaming time in. But as always, appreciate everyone stopping by. If you haven't already, make sure you join the Discord. Let me
Operator, were you visualizing
make
a
sure
bloody
that
battle?
is popping up.
Me too.
Make sure you join in. Survival for almost an entire stream. So yeah, that sounds about right, man. Hey, man, I mean, you know, yesterday I really put Hildren through her paces, and I did a 3-hour survival at Mott with her. Made sure I had some good gas and corrosive weaponry with me. So I had my Ignis because of the amount of corrosive it really puts out there, and I also had my Pox with me. And she just stood out in the open, just taking all that abuse, and she, yeah, never went down. I just had to make sure I kept an eye on the fact of her shields actually being triggered to go 100% to full. That way I know that she would have her indestructible period when when her shields are completely gone. But as always, appreciate everyone stopping by. Do me one favor, make sure you keep murdering the games and keep love in real life. Until Monday morning, Viper out.